Welcome back to some new r/PettyRevenge stories, where people share small victories over those who wronged them. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Gift for the Coworker. I work weekends at a local brewery. I am fortunate that I do not need the money, but it gives me something to do, because my wife works a ton of hours in the medical world, and I find it a good way to engage with people, while also being forced to be out and about, instead of sitting at home bored. I made the mistake of communicating that this was not a necessity job for me to a coworker, L. L got distant then, and where we chatted a lot prior, L started being weird. No big deal, I'm not here for L. But soon after that, I had a large group come in, and L took one of 3 $100 bills off of the table and pocketed it. That was meant as a tip for me. This group stayed all day to watch a tournament. They were there from 8 AM to 10 PM. I did confront him, and he denied it. He swore up and down he would never do that. But he was the only one in the party room other than me. It wasn't worth raising a stink, because this guy doesn't do well financially, and I know he struggles to pay his rent. I maintained being cordial with L, to the point that he must have thought we were back to how it used to be, but I just didn't really care. Fast forward to the beginning of last month, and L lets everybody know he is going and working at a place on the tourist strip. His last day came when I was working with him, which happened to be a Saturday, and I overheard him admit to another employee not only that he took the 100, but that he regularly took his bus fare from my tables if they tipped cash. And he was laughing it off because I didn't need it. I was miffed. The other employee came and told me that he said that, which was cool, but I said not to worry about it. And I appreciated her telling me, here's the revenge. The rule at the brewery is that all servers have to have a manager approve all final bills and cash out all former employees to combat internal theft. Second, I only work weekends. But the brewery planned a nice little going away cheers for L on his final day, which was a Monday. The day after I heard L's confession to stealing from me, I had a short shift. I bought a gift card from the brewery. They are supposed to be no less than $10, but I rang one for 75 cents. I then wrote 75 on a sticky note and stuck it to the gift card, which I put in a dollar store good luck greeting card. I didn't sign it. The managers already had a nice little gift bag for L in their office, and I stuck my card with the gift card on top of that gift bag, and it just said L's name on the envelope of the card. I had the next weekend off, which is when L came in with a date. As it was told to me, L and his girlfriend both ate and had a couple of beers, and when he tried to pay the manager with his gift card, he was about $74.25 short, and his date walked out, and L had to call his dad to pay his bill. The next story is called Homeowner's Revenge. One of the women in my Zoom chat told us a story this morning about a couple that was part of a fight against a golf course being built adjacent to their property, and they were so upset about losing that ever since the golf course was built, they've played a tape of a rooster crowing non-stop, very loudly, possibly 24/7. Since my friend is a normal person who only plays golf when it's light outside, she doesn't know if it goes on all night as well, but it has always been on when she's played there during the day. This is professional level, very long game Paddy, although it hasn't made any discernible difference, unless it did bother some players enough that they didn't go back there to play. The third story is called At Least a Little. I got laid off from my first corporate job after just under 6 weeks at the company on my birthday. I'm filled with frustration, confusion, and honestly, a mix of sadness and anger. I feel like my time was wasted, and I can't really put this on my resume either. They asked me if I would prefer to ship back my working from home equipment instead of dropping it off to the next town over, to which I said yes. I went to FedEx today and told the guy to ship everything in individual boxes. Used the most expensive boxes and round up the rate to the nearest whole number, just to be petty. The man at FedEx laughed and suggested we overnight it too for another charge. Never would have thought of that. The total ended up being $450. Obviously, given this is a multi-billion-dollar company, this isn't anything, but it was very liberating for me. The next story is called Really Bad Neighbor. We used to have a really bad neighbor who would park anywhere, even partially blocking dropped curbs and a disabled space. He would have shouting matches with various family members. All in all, just a jerk. Someone tied a rope from his bumper to his two wheelie bins. As the rope was quite long, he had left his driveway and was on the road before the bins were being dragged along. I only saw the aftermath as I heard the banging and shouting. I went outside, and when he saw me, he asked if I did it, which I denied, but he got even more angry, because I just couldn't stop myself grinning. He called the police, but nothing came of it. The last story is called It's Noisy. I moved into a one-up, one-down duplex, and I live upstairs. We share a common back staircase, and my downstairs and her family slam doors when going and coming. It's bothersome, but I figured it's due to poor insulation. She's not an easy person to live near. Her husband left her because she has a bad temper, and she would yell and throw furniture. She has a new boyfriend who visits often. One morning I was in my kitchen, which has a door to the common staircase. He slams the door, and she laughs at him and says sarcastically, "We shouldn't slam doors, it's noisy," and then laughs. Then there's more door slamming. She's been problematic to our neighbors as well, and cops have been called about her temper and reckless driving. Recently I was asked to leave by our landlord, because he wants to move his nephew when my lease ends. Today I added Sound of the Police to my playlist, and am playing it extra loud and over again. I ordered 2 more speakers, so I can blast it from several rooms. I like opera too, so I'll blast it as well. If I have to leave, I'm leaving her with something to remember me by. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.